For the leaders of the future, I think it takes a sense of being open-minded.
We have to recognize that there is not an assumed belief structure in our culture any longer.
When we envisioned this, we thought, what could we create that doesn't already exist?
I think what the Baptist House is doing is trying to help those who are engaged in Baptist life redefine what it means to be Baptist and realizing it is diverse. The definition is not stagnant.
1 John says, perfect love casts out fear. And this is what I see in our students that allows them, I think, to create this radical community. We're not afraid that it's a zero-sum game.
It's creating space and a home for Baptist students who otherwise might not actually have a home in Baptist life, which I have some of that experience being a woman and a minister and a Baptist in North Texas. There's not a lot of spaces for me to go.
Jesus was radically inclusive. He was always looking for people who were not welcome. Even his healing stories are not just about physical healing, but it's about helping people enter back into the community.
So I think there's value in being a part of a Baptist house, but in a broader educational landscape that welcomes all different kinds of students, right? So then we can learn, do we hold these things to be true because it's all we've ever known? Or do we hold these things to be true because when we sit at a table with a variety of perspectives, at the end of the day, this is what I hold to be most true?
We're trying to teach people to exercise courage in their faith, to teach people to take risks, to speak prophetically into a world of injustice.
It does not allow you to just sit in your context and just be comfortable without being challenged. To see how can you take what you're learning in seminary and actually plug it into a local congregation. What does that look like when I want to get involved in social justice, when I want to get involved in my community and development?
I think that's what's so important about seminary education is that it's partnered alongside practical experience. I just don't know how you learn only in a classroom, right? So I just think it's a really wonderful thing that the Baptist House is partnering with so many local churches, hospitals, chaplaincy, groups and organizations to help students apply what they're learning and to deepen the wisdom that they're gaining.
The scholarship piece takes further our commitment to full inclusivity. It needs to be more than just words. So it's not enough to invite people and to create a space. How are we going to make it possible? How are we going to equalize access to theological education?
I think one thing that I want anyone who hears this to take away is that the Baptist House of Studies, for the first time for me, has allowed an institution that I love so much to become an open door when it has been closed to so many. It allows those who felt as though they did not have a chance. They could do the academic work. They have the passion, but they didn't have the means to do that. And the Baptist House, for the first time, has not only just cracked that door, but knocked that door off of the hinges and opened up this environment to so many people who felt that they were excluded. And when you can take that burden away, you'll be surprised the wealth of people you have access to.
Remember what the plot is in the biblical narrative. We're talking about from creation to consummation. All the way through is the redemptive narrative of how God is at work in the world and what God is up to. And that is a vision of the world where there is an equality and a justice and a peace, where there is abundance and where we can share in the blessings of God and no one is left out.